We're here at Magic Kingdom and we are going to ride all of our favorite rides, meet some of our favorite characters, see some amazing shows. We're going to show you how to use Disney Genie Plus to have a Magic Kingdom day that's practically perfect in every way. Let's go do it. Hi-ho everybody, this is Rob with Ear Scouts and we are here at the Magic Kingdom to show you how you can use Disney Genie Plus to have a day that is practically perfect in every way. We're going to use Disney Genie Plus, but what we are not going to do, we are not going to spend all day staring at our phones. We're not going to be rushing, crisscrossing around the park, trying to pack everything in. We're going to take our time, we're going to enjoy the Magic Kingdom, but guess what? We're still going to ride every ride we want to ride. We're going to see shows, we're going to meet some characters, we're going to eat some delicious food. We're going to show you how you can have it all here at the Magic Kingdom. Like we have in our other Disney Genie Plus videos, we decided we were going to go ahead and book that first lightning lane right at 7 a.m. so we could get a good start on the day. I recommend picking your first lightning lane as something that is on your must-do list, that you expect to run out of lightning lanes early in the day, and also that makes sense to be your first ride as you're coming into the park, like a good starting point for you. So for us this morning, meeting Mickey and Minnie at Town Square Theater was definitely on our must-do list for today. Believe it or not, that is actually the lightning lane that will run out first, typically here at Magic Kingdom. Just that they really don't have a lot of capacity, so there's not a lot of lightning lanes to begin with, and they do fill up fast. If you can see behind me, the wait time is already up to an hour, and it is 9:15. So you know it's a tough to get lightning lane because right at 7 a.m. on the dot, I went ahead and booked my lightning lane, and guess what? The best time I could get was 9:20. It filled up that fast from 9 a.m. to 9:20. So if this is one that's super important to you, you might want to consider making it your first stop. Plus, it's right here when you enter the park, so it's an easy place to hit as you're starting your day. Let's go do it. Right as we came out from meeting Mickey and Minnie, I found one of my favorite spots to sit and relax. The rocking chairs that are here in front of Town Square Theater were available, so we're gonna have a seat here. We're gonna play those Disney Genie slots and try to get our next lightning lane. The way I recommend starting your day is picking the 4 rides that you think are gonna be the most difficult to get, and then whichever one you can get a return time for in the next hour or so, go ahead and grab that and make that your starting point for the day. So the best way to do that is to go into the tipboard screen, tap on Edit Selections, and then you're just going to choose the rides that you're interested in. For us, the top 4 that we're focused on are going to be Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Space Mountain, and Splash Mountain. Those are definitely going to fill up the fastest, and they are on my must-do list, so those are the ones we're going to focus on starting out. If you don't see Edit Selections on your tipboard, what that probably means is you haven't set up the regular Disney Genie service. So there's Disney Genie Plus and there's the regular Disney Genie that you get for free. In order to set up the regular Disney Genie service, you just go to My Disney Genie Day in the main menu of the My Disney Experience app, tap on that, and then you're going to tap on the button that says Get Started. That's where you'll set up your regular Genie. Go ahead and pick the rides that are most important to you, but don't pick everything. Just pick the rides that you want to focus on starting out because it's going to bring those rides to the top of your tipboard screen, which is going to make it easier for you to book them. Easy peasy done. We only spent about 30 seconds and we got a great return time. It's about an hour from now for Space Mountain. I definitely could have played those Disney Genie slots for longer and probably gotten a slightly better return time, but that's not our goal today. Today is about relaxing, enjoying the park, not spending all day tied to our phones. Yes, we could have gotten a slightly better return time, but it wouldn't have been that much better, and we're going to be able to enjoy lots of things in this park in between those return time windows. So I'm not stressed out about getting the best possible return time today. I'm just going to make sure we get everything done, and we will, and we're going to have a good time doing it. So we've got about an hour before our next lightning lane over at Space Mountain. This is a perfect time to get some great photos in front of the castle. The light is still pretty good right now in the morning. Once it gets later in the day, the sun's going to be really harsh on you. Your photos aren't going to be nearly as great. So take advantage of this time to get some beautiful photos of the family in front of Cinderella Castle. We were just about to head over into Tomorrowland, and we got a notification on our phone that Disney had made a change to our itinerary. That basically meant that Space Mountain was down, so we were getting what they call an experience redemption instead. I like to call it a bonus lightning lane. It's basically a lightning lane you can use on a list of attractions, and you can just scan in as if you had a time reserved even though you don't. This is actually a great thing to have in our back pocket. This also means that we can go ahead and book our next lightning lane. Gives us a chance to reset now. So we're gonna find a spot in the shade. We're gonna pick a new first lightning lane of the day, and then we'll get going on our perfect day. Well, we played those Disney Genie slots for just about 5 or 6 minutes, and we were able to get a return time for Splash Mountain that's really right about now, pretty soon. So we're gonna start heading over that way. Finally got our first ride of the day checked off the list. Feeling all right though, because we do have that bonus lightning lane in our back pocket, so I think we're still in good shape. A lot of people, when they're planning their Disney World trip, they like to have everything planned out to the last detail. We're gonna ride this ride from this time to this time. We're gonna see this show at this time. I actually don't recommend trying to do that. My golden rule is there is only one truly predictable thing about a day at Disney World, and that is that something unpredictable is bound to happen. We already saw that this morning. Our first lightning lane of the day got canceled, so we had to regroup and come up with a new plan. You're gonna be doing that throughout the day, but it's okay. Just roll with it, be flexible. That is the key to enjoying a perfect day, is to just be flexible, keep your eyes open to opportunities, and be prepared to work around the minor setbacks you might encounter. Instead of coming up with a detailed minute-by-minute plan, what I recommend instead is setting what I call magic moments. These are fixed points in time where you want to do something that you can only do then. So for us today, our fixed points in time are going to be number 1, the Festival of Fantasy Parade, which is we're going to watch at noon. We've got an advanced dining reservation at 2 p.m., so that's fixed. We've also got an individual attraction lightning lane for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and of course the fireworks show at the end of the night. Those things are not flexible. We have to plan around them. So once we have those in place, we're going to try to work our other things so that we're in the general area of where we need to be when those things are going to happen. This worked out perfectly. We just did Splash Mountain, and now we're right here in Frontierland, ready to grab our spot for the Festival of Fantasy Parade. This is also a great moment to go ahead and book our next lightning lane. I'm going to do that, and I'll let you know what we got after the parade. Wow. I love the Festival of Fantasy Parade. I really think it is one of the most magical things you can do here at the Magic Kingdom. So I want to talk now about our strategy that we're using for choosing the next lightning lane we're going to book. The first thing that you want to do is you want to make your list of must-do attractions. So I'm going to go ahead and put up the list that we made. These were the things we decided we had to do to have a perfect day here at Magic Kingdom. The next thing you're going to do is narrow that list down to the rides that are close to you. So look at your map, look at your list, and then pinpoint the things that are near you on the map. So that's going to narrow you down a little bit more. Once you got it narrowed down to that, you want to prioritize the ones that you expect to run out first. So our top tier are the ones that are going to be gone really, really quickly. So those are meet and greets like the meet and greet we did with Mickey and Minnie this morning, Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, and the big ones, Jungle Cruise and Peter Pan's Flight. You definitely want to get Jungle Cruise and Peter Pan's Flight done as quickly as possible because those do tend to run out pretty quickly. Luckily, I was able to snag one for Jungle Cruise in just a little bit, about 40 minutes from now, so we're going to head over there. But first, we've got another thing that is on our must-do list, and that is the Country Bear Jamboree. It just so happens to be right behind me, so let's go watch the Country Bears. I love the Country Bears so much. I don't care what anybody says. It is an opening day attraction and it is still on my must-do list for any perfect day here at Magic Kingdom. It is about time to head over to our Jungle Cruise Lightning Lane, and I wanted to share a quick tip about navigating your perfect day. And that is, before you even leave, pull out a map of the Magic Kingdom. There are cut-through points. I'm going to show them on the screen right now, all the different cut-through points you can use to quickly jump from one land to another. In some cases, you can skip walking through a land altogether. So, know what those cut-through points are and keep that in mind when you're planning the next Lightning Lane you're going to book, because sometimes a ride that seems like it's far away might not be that far away if you use a shortcut. I love doing that one during the day. That Lightning Lane can actually disappear really quickly. Before you know it, you'll have return times that are in the evening. I definitely recommend trying to do that one during the day if you can. It's just a much better experience. You can see everything a lot better during the day. It is a little hot right now, but still, I prefer doing it now than at night. So I'm glad we got that done. While we're over here, we're going to go ahead and check out another thing that's on my must-do list. That is Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. And I'm going to go ahead and book my next Lightning Lane. The reason I'm going to book that now is because we're going to see a show and then we're going to go do lunch, which means we're not going to be riding a ride in this next little bit. This is the perfect time to use what's called the 2-hour rule. What that means is you're going to book a Lightning Lane for much later in the day, and then you only have to wait 2 hours before you book your next one. Since we don't have any plans to ride any rides the next bit, let's start that 2-hour clock. When I was deciding what ride I wanted to book, I was thinking about what my magic moments were later in the day, and I've got that magic moment at 6:30 to do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. So I wanted to find something good to do in Fantasyland around that same time. I also want to make sure that I get Peter Pan's Flight checked off the list. Luckily enough, I found Peter Pan's Flight for 6:30. I booked that. That is checked off the list and done. And now we can enjoy a show and our lunch, and then we'll book our next Lightning Lane in 2 hours.
Hey, Michael, you're Mabel. Pay attention, it's Joe time.
It is super hot out here and it is very air conditioned in there, and it reminds me of a fun fact you might not know. Enchanted Tiki Room was actually the very first air conditioned attraction at a theme park. The reason it was air conditioned though was not for all of us, it was for the animatronics. The computers and animatronics and machinery had to be in a certain temperature range to operate correctly, so that's why Enchanted Tiki Room was the very first attraction to have air conditioning. Well, we're pretty much right on time for our Crystal Palace reservation. I wanted to talk a little bit about why I made a reservation at Crystal Palace and why I made it for right now. Crystal Palace is a character dining experience, which means you're going to get to do a meal and you're going to get to meet some characters, and you're not going to be rushed doing either one, which is great. I also love in the middle of the day when it is super hot to have some guaranteed air conditioning and a comfortable place to sit and relax. So if you're doing a perfect day, I definitely recommend considering a table service restaurant reservation for this time around 1, 2 o'clock. And also, if you're really excited to meet some characters, make it a character meal. I actually haven't eaten at Crystal Palace since the characters came back, so I'm really excited to go do it. It's Winnie the Pooh! Crystal Palace is absolutely one of the most beautiful restaurants in Magic Kingdom. There are, of course, going to be a lot of little kids. This is a character dining experience, and there aren't really many character dining experiences in Disney World right now. Here at Magic Kingdom, you basically got this and Be Our Guest. With Be Our Guest, though, Beast just kind of comes through the castle. He doesn't really stop and spend much time at the tables the way that the characters will here. The other character dining meal you can typically find in Magic Kingdom is Cinderella's Royal Table, but right now it is not officially a character dining experience. Food-wise, this one is basically a buffet. All the food here is fine, nothing is gonna be amazing. There's a special kids section, so your kids who are picky eaters will definitely find something there. And then there's an adult buffet section that does include some freshly carved roast beef and au jus. There's also a salad bar. It's nice to get some fresh vegetables when you're at a theme park for sure. You can also find some of Walt Disney's favorite items on the buffet. There is his world famous chili and also a Waldorf salad, which he was particularly fond of. The real draw here, though, is definitely going to be those character interactions. You can meet Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, and Eeyore. And you get a little bit more quality time with them here than you would if you just encountered them in the park. It's really adorable, especially if you've got little kids. Well, our bellies are full. We had some quality time with Winnie the Pooh and the gang, and we got to play those Disney Genie slots in comfort and air conditioning, which I always appreciate. We only had to play for a few minutes there. I think actually total we spent 5 minutes playing the Disney Genie slots. Because we were kind of back here at the center, I was really aiming for anything, but I was focused on the two biggest rides we had left, which was Space Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain. Space Mountain ended up being the winner. We got a lightning lane for right about now. Space Mountain is the perfect ride to wake you up when you're feeling a little groggy after a big lunch. If you have an all-you-can-eat meal, Space Mountain is the way to pick yourself back up and get going. We just booked our next lightning lane. I used the same formula I talked about earlier. I looked at the rides that we have left on our must-do list. The closest one to us was probably It's a Small World, so it was pretty easy to grab a lightning lane for that. In about 20 minutes, I think we can board. While we're here in Tomorrowland, though, I want to take advantage of an opportunity. I noticed that the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover only has a wait of about 10 minutes right now. You actually can't get a lightning lane for that one, so it seemed like a good thing to do while we wait to go on It's a Small World. Let's go ride the People Mover. While the People Mover isn't something I would consider to be a must-do on a perfect Magic Kingdom day, it is a perfectly lovely thing to do on a perfect Magic Kingdom day. And that pretty much checks off Tomorrowland. We've got everything done in there that we need to get done. Now it's off to Fantasyland. I know there are people out there who would not put It's a Small World on their must-do list, but for me, it is the artwork of Mary Blair brought to life, and it is so spectacular. No matter how many times I go through, I still discover little new things that I never noticed before. I just love riding that ride. It's relaxing, it's peaceful, and it's beautiful. Well, we've got about an hour now before we can do the other things we have here in Fantasyland, because remember, we've got that lightning lane for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and we've also got the lightning lane for Peter Pan's Flight here in Fantasyland. So I don't want to get too far from here. We also have that bonus lightning lane in our back pocket, so we could use that as well. But I think for right now, what I want to do, just kind of knock out some fun attractions here in Fantasyland. We'll grab some of these lightning lanes that are super easy to get right now. A lot of them, you can get them for right this moment. So let's just go ride around some rides in Fantasyland. So you remember how I said you gotta pay attention to opportunities? Well, we were in line for the Barnstormer. I was looking for what lightning lane I was gonna book next, and lo and behold, one of our last big lightning lanes we have to get, Haunted Mansion, came available for basically right now. So I snagged that. Haunted Mansion is just outside of Fantasyland. It's over in Liberty Square, but literally it's like steps away from Fantasyland. So we're gonna dip out to do Haunted Mansion, and then we'll come right back in to finish all we have left here in Fantasyland. Let's go do it. So we're actually here in the line for Haunted Mansion, and I just booked basically our last lightning lane of the night. We got Big Thunder Mountain for 6:40, so that's going to be good from 6:40 until 7:40. We'll be able to do that after we finish Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Peter Pan, which we already have booked. After that, the only ride we have left is Pirates of the Caribbean, but we don't need to book that lightning lane because we've got that bonus one in our back pocket, so we're all set. So it is a little after 7. People are definitely starting to queue up for the fireworks. Honestly, if I weren't making this video and I didn't want to show you guys Big Thunder in the amazing light that we have right now, I'd probably join them. This would be the ideal time to go ahead and grab a spot if you wanted a really good one, but we're gonna press our luck a little bit here. We're gonna see how good a spot we can get after we do Big Thunder. This is also pretty much the only time that we really crisscross the park. We're not going completely from one end to the other, but pretty close. So we are kind of breaking one of our rules, but again, I think it's worth it so that you guys can see Big Thunder in this beautiful sunset light. So let's go do it. Wow. I have seen a lot of amazing things covering things here at Disney World. What I just saw on that ride of Big Thunder Mountain, that is the tops. You want to talk about a perfect day at Magic Kingdom? We just saw a rocket launch into space from Big Thunder Mountain. That was crazy. We were like coming over the crest. I totally forgot there was a rocket launch today. We're coming over the crest. I'm looking over at Cinderella Castle, and there's this plume of smoke going to the sky. And at first I was like, oh, are they doing like a fireworks display at the castle? No, it was a rocket launching into space. So, is this the perfect day in Magic Kingdom? Yes. Yes, we are having a truly perfect day in Magic Kingdom. That was so awesome. So you might think being an hour and 20 minutes before the fireworks would make it easy to get a great spot, but I'm going to show you how many people are here right now. Honestly though, we got really lucky because we got something that is kind of gold. This is going to sound a little strange, but trash cans in Disney World are kind of like the unofficial outdoor tables. There's often so few places where you can sit down and have something to eat, or at least have a flat surface to put your food on. So people often do use a trash can for that purpose. They're also great for setting up your tripod. So we managed to snag these trash cans right in front of the castle. I am super happy about it. We're about 20 minutes away from the fireworks starting. I checked and there was a lightning lane available for Pirates of the Caribbean, basically for right now. So I just went ahead and grabbed it. We were planning to use that bonus lightning lane for Pirates of the Caribbean, but now we don't need to, and we can use that for pretty much whatever we want. So that sounds like a pretty great way to end the perfect day to me, having a lightning lane for just about any ride in the park. I'm actually a little teary-eyed. I know this show has a lot of haters. There's a lot of people who really miss Happily Ever After. They don't love Enchantment. But I gotta tell you, when you experience this show amongst a bunch of kids who've never seen it before, and you see how excited they get, and you see how they hug their parents because this is just the most magical thing they've ever seen, it's beautiful. We've still got a lightning lane in our pocket. We've got a bonus lightning lane in our pocket. We have got so much more we can do with these last 2 hours of park time. Let's go do it. That was a pretty amazing run. I feel like when you're here at Magic Kingdom on a night where you see an actual rocket launch into space, you kind of have to end your night at Astro Orbiter, right? So we're in line for our very last ride of the night. We're gonna do Astro Orbiter. I don't know about you, but this felt like a pretty perfect day. We rode basically every ride in this park. We saw a lot of my favorite shows in this park. We saw a rocket launch into space. We saw the fireworks. We pretty much did it all today, and we didn't really have to rush around the park to do it. I never spent more than 5 minutes booking a Genie Plus Lightning Lane, so I wasn't spending the whole day staring at my phone. I wasn't crisscrossing around back across the park. We did pretty much everything in one fell swoop. I will say today, this is not the absolute busiest, but we are here on a Saturday. It is pretty busy, honestly. It's not a dead Saturday. It was a pretty crowded day, but definitely not as crowded as it will be, for example, around Christmas week. So I don't want to give you the impression that you could do what we did today literally any Saturday, but most Saturdays you could pull this off. Now, if you wanted to be a lot more aggressive, if you want to make sure you get everything done and get as much as you possibly can get done, go check out our other video that we did, our Genie Plus strategy for Magic Kingdom. That was a more straight up strategy where we're just talking about getting everything done as quickly as possible. I think in that one, we literally did every ride with a lightning lane and we were done before dark. So you definitely can have a much more aggressive strategy, but that's not what this video was about. We really wanted to show you how you could relax, chill out, enjoy your day at Magic Kingdom, and still have the best of both worlds, get everything done. And I feel like we did it. I'm not suggesting you should do exactly what we did in this video. You should make your own list of must-dos and work from that. But the strategies that we showed you here really would apply no matter what your must-dos were. I mean, frankly, we pretty much did everything. So whatever your must-dos were, we probably did it today. We're going to leave you guys with some spectacular footage from the Astro Orbiter, but if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel because we're going to be doing this same concept in all the other parks here at Walt Disney World. Until next time, don't forget to think happy thoughts, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.